Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, I'm off on holiday this weekend for 2 weeks, so I just thought I'd bring you a bit of a roundup of what we're sensing in the market at the moment. Obviously, there's some negative headwinds out there that we're having to battle with: rising interest rates, inflation biting, and more interest rate rises expected. So you would expect to start to see that coming into the market, but it's really interesting. We're still finding demand is huge, and as a result of that, prices continue to hold. Zoopla came out with some interesting research of why they think that demand is staying so high, and it's certainly to do with the reevaluation of where you are working. I think most employers now have pretty much got their workforce where they want to be that sometime at work, sometimes at home, a blend, but very few working from home completely. But certainly I think Zoopla found that as people feel their working patterns are more known, they can commit to potentially a move which is a bit more rural, if they're only going to have to go to London 2 days a week, etc. So there is definitely still that whole reevaluation of where you need to be going on. And also, interestingly, Zoopla said that people retiring, 500,000 people left the labour market during the pandemic and are therefore inactive economically. And that is a huge time when people reevaluate where they want to be. A lot of people, their wealth is tied up in their property, so selling it is a way to release that equity to enable retirement to happen. They'll downsize and be in a slightly stronger financial position in terms of liquid cash available to them. So those two factors, Zoopla feel, really driving this continued demand that we're seeing. Mortgage rates, though, meaning that what we're finding is people still want to move. It's just that what they can afford has slightly changed. So interest rates, we're still in such a low interest rate environment, but the reality is your payments have probably effectively doubled. If you think that a year ago you could probably broker a rate around 1.5%, now you're probably at 3.5%. That is more than double. So from affordability perspective, people are just saying, actually, I can't afford 1 million, I need to sit at 850,000. So it'll be interesting to see if that does have any impact on prices. But price growth generally, I'm thinking I'm going to slightly change what I thought at the beginning of the year. I think we'll probably end up about 5% up this year because the slowdown that I thought might happen certainly hasn't happened. And transaction levels are looking to be forecast 100,000 up in terms of the number of property sales going through on what was targeted. They thought it would be about 1.2 million, it's going to be about 1.3 million. So yeah, lots still transactions happening. Lenders obviously pricing in rate rises to come in the new year. So some buyers looking to lock in a better rate sooner as possible. Generally it's still feeling ridiculously busy. And we are still very much looking at lots of properties to go to market, lots of valuations, lots of new listings, which is great. And I was interested to read a report as well about the London market. There has been an increase. We've always had a great love affair with London buyers here in Tunbridge Wells. A lot of my book goes to London buyers. It does slightly stagger me when I'm at valuation. It's perhaps a bit naughty, I shouldn't say this, but I often get told by a seller, as one of their concerns of coming with Madison's is that we don't have a London presence, which I just kind of... I mean, we do. It's called Rightmove and Zoopla and On the Market. And the reality is, when I lived in London and was thinking of moving out to Tunbridge Wells, I didn't go and talk to a London office on, where was I working then, New Bond Street, Pall Mall or somewhere like that. I would be in touch with local Tunbridge Wells agents. That's how you found your property. So yeah, we sell just as many properties to London buyers as all the big corporate agents with their London presence. Naughty of me to mention that here. It's supposed to be more newsy. But anyway, London buyers, let's get it back on track. 19% up, actually, on their usual rate of what they buy. So they bought 40,950 properties, a 19% increase. And interestingly, 19% again, 19% of those sales were for investors. So people looking for buy-to-let properties. And that's probably because, of course, what happened in the pandemic was a lot of people moved out of their rentals and the void levels across the city were not great. So that's probably what that was. So yeah, we still love London buyers. We hope they continue to come and enjoy our lovely town as much as we do. Well, I'm going to be off for 2 weeks. End of August is the Local and Live Festival, so do start to look out for that in your diary. I'll be back the week beginning 22nd of August, though, so I'll remind you about it then. And just 3 lovely properties that I want to bring to your attention if you are thinking of investing in the market. These are all great buy-to-let propositions. They're all flats, they've all got outside space, and they've all got allocated parking. And those are big winners for a tenant. So you've got 3 coming on here. Beautiful one in Balmoral House, a beautiful one on Broadwater Down, and a beautiful one we just launched on Upper Grosvenor Road. 3 different price points. Balmoral House, the most expensive, then Broadwater, and then the Upper Grosvenor Road one. So things for all budgets. So if any of those are interested, do give me a call. Have a lovely couple of weeks yourself. I look forward to seeing you when I get back. Bye-bye.